Oh, hi, good day. Welcome to another newspaper review on Niger Watch. You know now, my name is Iman. It's good to have you on this broadcast with me. Okay, in the comment section, the link has been posted. If you would like to join the conversation, do also click on the link. Let us review the papers today. You guys, thank you for yesterday. We had quite and stretch time. You see, my panelists, you guys always come through. Over here, we dissect the papers. We discuss the papers. We give possible solutions. We disagree. We agree. We unlearn. Even better, we learn informations. You get stuff off the broadcast. So please do well to educate someone by inviting them onto our newspaper review. To my amazing panelists, I throw a salute to all of Una. Thank you for yesterday. Thank you for the week. Thank you for even today. Please do also click on the link, but not before liking this broadcast first. I beg. Take out time to shake body. Show us some love now, my panelists. Have fun. Okay, you people waiting for you on the broadcast when you come. But please do also like the broadcast and also do also support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. And also, if you're watching the replay, hi, please do also click on the super thanks option just beneath the video. Right there, circle. It is very safe, very secure. Please do well to engage it as much as possible, and also do well to to the needful. Please do well to support us. Yes, do well to support us by supporting us. Thank you very much. All right, and if you are yet to get your PVC, 29th is around the corner. Please do well to go get your PVC after the 29th of January. INEC ceases to disburse PVC. So please go out there, get your PVC. Your PVC is your mandate, your voice, and your right. Do well to use your PVC rightly. We no need to talk too much. All of us, not all of us, they see the shaking together. All right. Thank you very much to those on the comment section. Osabobo, how are you doing? What's they happen? What did they happen today, Osabobo? How you day? It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Osage Daddy. Osage Daddy, what's happening? It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. And of course, my laugh partner, Kisley. What's up? It's going to be a good day. Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for being on here. Thank you to each and every one of you on here also. All right, let's go into the paper proper for the day. Our first paper is going to be the Daily Trust. I tell you, there's quite some revelation on the Daily Trust today. All right, just a minute. I'll have that on my screen. Okay, on here we have this was from Shatima. Sorry, this was from Kwankwaso that says wrong choices responsible for Nigeria's woes. Kwankwaso was a guest at Chatham House yesterday. Yeah, he had that and many more to say. Also, we have on one of the riders just above or below the nameplate Abasimin. Incident Finemi. All right. Kano governorship candidate signed peace accord. FEC approves 1.9 trillion naira for NNPCL to build 44 roads. Bad Belle prevented Abiola from becoming president, says Obasanjo. And on the big story on here is wrong choices responsible for Nigerians' woes, says Kwakwaso. Goes on ahead to say why major talks with Obi collapsed. And also win your polling units, get your appointments, contract. Atiku tells PDP members. Reject my husband after 4 years if he underperforms, Tinubu's wife. Don't vote along ethno-religious lines, says Obi. All right, we move on to another story down there that says free trade zones attracted over $30 billion investment in Nigeria, says Buhari. Abasi also reaffirmed as Obong of Calabar. IGP Usman Baba gets tenure extension. Two monarchs, five others arrested. This has to do with the Edo train attack. Five people, five others, and two monarchs have been arrested in line with the uh, recently train attack or kidnapping in Edo State. And thankfully, all persons have been released. So says the person in charge of communication says that all 20 passengers, yes, they're sticking to it that there were just 20 passengers, has been released. And this information is coming from the Commissioner for Communication and Orientation by name Chris Nehikari. Disclosed this yesterday in Benin while briefing journalists shortly after the State Executive Council meeting. That's a good news. I mean, we don't get to hear this is not very often, so it's good that this is being need in the board. This is what we are talking about. Why let it thrive and then spend trillions and then rehabilitate them and then release them? Hey, I beg you, this is it. So kudos. It's good to know that no it's good to know that everyone is back home and no life was lost. Peter Queen David, good morning to you. It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. All right, we'll move to another story. Let's see what other story we are here to take on here. If you'd like to know more on the reports from Obasanjo saying that bad belle was what prevented Abiola from becoming president, please do well to take a swipe at page 5 from the Daily Trust today. While we'll see. Okay, the Daily Trust does not have as much story, so we'll be moving on to another paper. Let's take on the Punch. On the Punch here we have Nigeria owes China, Germany, Japan, two others $4.85 billion. Emefiele appeals court summons, challenges judge. Envy stopped Abiola from emerging president, says Obasanjo. Fans excited over possible Whiskey Davido history tour. That would be really nice to see, to watch. For Scarcity bites Ada, marketers blame NNPCL. Ipman to sell petrol at 270 naira per liter. Hey, as supply gap widens and lingers, NNPC GMD defense subsidy or production now 1.52 million barrel per day, and it is still not enough. A train attack, two Edo chiefs, five others arrested. Federal government asks US to probe Nigerian Don's death. Delta 2022 monumental medal pardon turns national sports festival. Yesterday there was a sad passing of news of a Nigerian Don based in the US was said to have passed away in the arms of his lover. Yeah, but the federal government are insisting, they're insisting and saying that there should be a thorough investigation to the death of this man, and it shouldn't be swept under the carpet. Let's see how the story unfolds. If there is more, or that's just it. And there's also a story here on Kyari. One of the offer suspects has come out to speak on one of the principal suspects in the offer bank robbery case, Ayoade Akinibosun. On Wednesday, told the Kwara State High Court sitting in Lorry how the former commander, Inspector General Response Team Squad, Abba Kyari, tortured and promised to give him 10 million naira and visa to any country of his choice if he could only implicate the former president of the Senate, Dr. Dr. Bukola Saraki, in the armed robbery case. Remember this that happened in Ilorin some years back? So it's still in court. I think our court processes are very slow, anyways. I think they're very slow. I mean, this is many, many years later, and they're still doing back and forth. Really, it's really slow. All right. Yeah, I don't know about the process. If you know, please Please do also educate me. Come on the broadcast, educate me. All right. So this man is saying, he went on to say a lot of things, how he was tortured, and he's saying that he's still standing, that he didn't do this. He was just picked, and that he would rather die for something he didn't do than lie, implicate another person, in it. So it was taken to Abuja, somewhere they call Abacho. But they told him, but he said Abba Kyari told him severally that they will give him 10 million naira. Visa, go anywhere. Just say that this man is the one that sent you people, and that all is just fine. And he said after that, they did not put him with, after that interrogation, they didn't put him with other people. They kept him in a special room where he was taken care of, and they were told not to, harass him, not to beat him, not to do any of those things anymore to him. They should just leave him. So he was enjoying that presidential treatment until he refused at all. He kept refusing to, and they tried to persuade him. And then, of course, they released him out to the dogs. And by saying the dogs, I mean, I don't mean outro dogs. And then he was transferred to another facility in Abuja called Abato. Okay, so he said in the battle he saw where they killed the commander ordered one of the officers to go bring 5 men, just go and bring 5 men, and they brought 5 Fulani herdsmen, and they beheaded 5 of them in front of him. And they went on to tell him that if you don't do this, this is not a movie. If you don't do this, we are going to kill you too. And he said he was still shaking. I said he was not going to say that. He said he was not going to say that. There was, a statement was supposed to read out to the press, prepared. He refused to do that. They went on to shoot him on his left leg. He still said he was not going to. They told him to bring out the right leg. Just as they were about to shoot the right leg, he moved it, but he touched his thumb. And there is that. He said it was, even at that, he said he was not going to succumb to that. And then they gave them food, but he couldn't. All of times they give them food, he couldn't eat because of the what do they call this thing? Okay, if I get it, I will say it. But because of the maltreatment, yes, his ends had become numb. He can't even eat. He can't do nothing for himself. Some other person had to feed him while he was there. He is crying out. He's asking, saying that this is what they've been doing. But wow, hey, good police case. Okay, police case when you don't have somebody to fight for you. I mean, look at all the treatment. This is alleged. This person is still in court, and he showed all of this. He tendered all of this in court. Okay. Ayoade Akiniboso, Ibikule Oguleye, Adiola Abraham, Saludin Aziz, and Niyi Ogudiro were charged to court by the police for criminal conspiracy to rob the bank, illegal possession of firearms, murder of 9 policemen and other citizens. During the incident, about 11 persons were killed, while other residents sustained serious injuries. It was quite a gruesome one, actually. I don't know. I hope we do remember this of a bank robbery. It was brutal. Well, if these are the actual culprits, let's move on from the story. Let's move on from the story. Let's see what other big story we have on here. Yes, the minister for our very own girl has said that that she hears the new leaders are saying that they are going to take off subsidy as well. She's like, no, that yes, initially this government wanted to take out subsidy, but the COVID-19 happened. And the president, in the graciousness of his heart, said that it will not be nice for Nigerians, to pay more in a time as such. So they decided to allow subsidy be until they feel like we are just coming out of recession and things are better, and we can afford it now. So now they want, and saying that we cannot even the country, the nation, the government cannot afford subsidy, and the people are also saying, please take off subsidy. But it will not be done just like that from June 2023 they will start taking it out small. They will not just take it out, yeah, like that. They'll be taking it out in bits. In Buhari, Minister of Petroleum. Okay, let's move on to another story. What other story do we have here? Yes, CBN to sanction banks. CBN to sanction banks dispensing old notes. A rep has said that he even went to the bank, like he's going to the banks and asking that these people are giving the money over the counter. They're not putting the money in the ATM as stipulated, and that also they're refusing to come get money, and they've just put in a law that if you do not come for the money and if you do not have this money, if someone is sent, a representative is sent to any of your branch and they cannot access the new naira, then there's a penalty. And hopefully we'll start seeing. But I said the other, yes, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, that the money is beginning to be in circulation anyway. But it is to this effect. Apparently it is to this effect. CBN has staff going from one bank to the other to see to read that this I say that the money is there, the money is out there. So why are they just talking now? I mean, the money has been out there and we've been complaining. So why are they just talking now? Well, they are sanctioning banks that are not doing the needful, that are not following the new money policies. Yes, that's the story on there. Let's see what other story we have here left. Tinubu's primary school never existed. Group tells court. Let's move on to another story. Would they find Tinubu is would they find Tinubu primary school certificate or school? You not see classmates, you're going to look for school. At least classmates should still be alive. You're going to look for school. All right. I think we've taken all the stories over here. We've taken all the stories. Godwin Emefiele has sworn, has vowed that the money policy, it has come to stay, and that nothing by any means is going to make them even move the dates. Nothing's going to make them move the dates. Nothing's going to make them tweak the policy a bit, that this has come to stay. So we better start changing the old naira, and they are sitting on it to make sure that the banks are dispensing new naira going forward. So probably when we get to the banks and you are giving the old naira, you should request for the new one. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. You're telling us to take the old naira. We are going to the bank. They are still giving us the old naira. Then we're not taking All right, let's see what other story we have on here. But please, those that have money, if you have anybody coming down, give them the money, let them bring it to reflect in your accounts. That's how they are going to do it. So please do not throw off your money, do not burn it. There's an opening, but I hope you take advantage of that as soon as possible. All right. Hopefully we have cleared all the stories on the first. So there was drama yesterday in Lagos. Well, the Lagos State Police Command spokesperson Benjamin has revealed what happened. We just saw what was the military men? We saw uniform men fighting. The video went viral yesterday of military men fighting, and it looked really deadly. One had a gun, and they didn't even mind. It was quite a fight. Well, the Lagos State Police Command spokesperson Benjamin has revealed that the soldiers seen fighting a policeman on Wednesday boarded a vehicle, a Danfo bus, and then told the driver to take one way. I mean, there's army man in the distance while we're in traffic. And I mean, these are the things that we should be discussing. We need orderliness in the country. Military man, we know they go war. Why you know if you wait for red lights? Policeman, they go war. Why you know if you wait for red lights? I mean, these are other leaders you see in other countries, and it's really amazing. I hope that we can inculcate this as our way of life. Anyways, that was it. So this task force, there are these people called task force. It's a joint collection of the military, the police, I think another outside NSCDC, like that, and of course stouts, and of course, oh yes, and of course stouts. So that's what the task force is made of. Task force stop, and usually they would arrest, they will impound the vehicle straight up. They tell everybody, please disembark or get down anyhow. And they are taking the vehicle straight, unless the driver has money. I mean, money to give them there and then they will allow the guy go. But I mean, where you want to see 30 or 50K there and then for down for driver. So most times they just go with the boss, and that was what was going to happen. But the military man was angry that you will harass this driver when you can see me, a military man in uniform, sitting here. You will not respect me. You will not honor my uniform. Who are you? Come on, policeman. Well, that's not what is there, but I can imagine this was what said. Well, it turned out to be a big bro. I mean, shame on these officers. Look at this. For what? We're talking about rebuilding the nation. See what Simona did too. All right, that was what happened yesterday. If you ever wondered about the pandemonium in Lagos yesterday, now there is another story that is here that is quite unbelievable. Talking about a chief returning officer. Let's a chief returning officer. But before we take that story, we'll take that story last because no, that cannot be. Oh. That cannot be. Let's see what other story we are here to take on here. Something happened in Osun State yesterday. A yet to be identified member of the National Youth Service Corps has been allegedly stabbed by the students he's teaching in Osun State. A video of the bleeding copper was shared one of social media platforms out there yesterday, Wednesday evening, and secondary school. Secondary school. Let's try not to be too carried away in life. Let's put our eyes. We have to train our children. Even if we train children, training a child is hard work. Oh. It's serious work. It's serious investment. If you can't, please don't. Plenty of entities out there. What's in secondary school? They carry knife. They work out. They stab teacher for head. Ha! No one can kill somebody. That's a little. That's not even a little. Please, let's do well in investing let's invest in training our children, right? Let's really too many. We have many non-entities out there causing memes. Like there's a video circulating I sent to my boss yesterday without. Okay, I should have even taken a thorough look at it. And you see people, look at this youth doing this nonsense out there, and it doesn't even make no sense. What are you people doing? And you wonder, how are you raised? You are going for this person, you are doing the same. Is it the society? If we are going to say it is the society, why all of us not be criminal? If you are going to blame it on the society, that's a terrible story. That's a really terrible story. There's back and forth in the Nigerian police. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, said that he will not be retiring when it turns 60 years, March 1st of March 2023. The Minister of Police Affairs, Mohammed Dingyadi, said on Wednesday. Dingyadi's comments followed fresh concerns about the IGP's possible retirement amidst the 2023 elections. Baba turned 60 on March 1st, 2023, 4 days after the presidential election and 10 days before the governorship elections holding on February 25th and March 11th, respectively. Okay, this is what we are saying. Why? If it's supposed to, why they extending it? We don't have other competent people. How great or how fantastic is a job that Usman Baba has done or is doing that another cannot take over? Wetin in they do? Why they extending it? I mean, this is what we are talking about. The lawlessness is just it's just something else in the country. I'm even talking about red. They can't even stay in red lights. Well, we just talked about a man who is still undergoing trial at the courts. You know, being beaten, being shot, all of those things. Is the force just they just like to do things in a barbaric way, and it is appalling. We cannot continue this way. No, we can't. We can't. What does the law says about somebody that steals, that kills? Then let it be so. John is shooting right leg, shooting left leg, doing this one, beating. What's happen? We'll move on to our last paper for the day, and that is the Vanguard. And on the Vanguard, we have Buhari, Obasanjo, Adebanjo, Sanwo-Olu, Obi, Tinubu, others hailed Ayoko at 90. Nigeria's next president should come from Southeast, says NCEF. Gradual removal of petrol subsidies starts in April. Our work is speaking for us, says Kwara governor. Here we have Buhari approves 1.9 trillion naira for NNPC's intervention in 44 road projects. This same NNPC will no remit money last year. They didn't. The federal government came during the second quarter of the year and said that NNPC has remitted nothing in 6 months. During the third quarter, NNPC came out and said, "Oh, we have remitted. This is our balance. This is receipt and everything." Federal government not talk anything again. They kept mute. At the end of the year, they said NNPCL has remitted nothing. They remitted nothing in the year, and the country is not on fire. And it is this same NNPCL that they are giving 1.9 trillion for intervention. Oh, by the way, they say NNPC is also broke. Money will not remit. Okay, and that the first scarcity, the everything that they're not making money. We have what other story we have on here? Examine Albert Bassi's post-conviction bill, Guba ambition. Albert Bassi is that's over from I think he's in a New People's Party, yeah, in Akwa Ibom State, and he's one of the strong contenders. You know, like one of the strong, the one that you feel just might take it home, and was caught up in money laundering and other crimes too, but he got a post bill. But this guy is still campaigning. Well, they're examining his Guba ambition going forward. But what does that even mean? Examining, what's one they examine? Is it not an ex-convict? All right. I think that's as much as we have on our paper today. Okay, we've taken the story on the offer bank robbery. The suspect saying that Kyari offered him 10 million naira visa to implicate Kola Saraki. Yes, Saraki. And thankfully, we have that story out here, and Bukola Saraki has been vindicated because his name has been in this. When you hear of a bank robbery, the very next thing you hear is Bukola Saraki, and the politics in Nigeria has gotten it's well, it has always been this messy. Thank you for joining us on our newspaper review today. Thank you very much. I see the comment section is blazing already. Let's take a swipe on the comment section. To my amazing panelists, but nice. It's good to have you on here. Thank you for being here. Let me talk to the people in the comment section. Kingsley says that NNPC is the biggest Yahoo Yahoo in Nigeria. All right, that's referring to the NNPC getting intervention fund of 1.9 trillion naira after remitting nothing. Okay, Kingsley also says that they are spending it so he can serve their greedy needs. All right, says the youth are learning from our politicians. These our politicians are not good. Most of them are not good examples at all. At all. At all. And we are coming out to see how much of a criminal that these people are, and they are still our leaders. How are we letting all these criminals lead us? Oh, I read somewhere someone said Tinubu and Atiku. He said, look at these two people. They are fighting for who is going to go to prison first. This one is saying this person is a thief, and this one is saying this person is a thief. That look at them revealing each other's secret, looking for who is going to be the first person to land themselves in prison eventually. All right, Kingsley says evidence of a lawless country. Okay, brother Nice, it's good to have you on here again. Thank you for being here. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, good morning, Miss Sima. Yeah, another beautiful day. Thank God to see this day again. Yeah, thanks for the hard work you have been doing. Yeah, that brother that somebody you said he just talked about Tinubu and Atiku is going to go to prison first. Who has the balls to put them in prison in that Nigeria? Nobody. Not even the president have the balls to put these people in prison. So they should not just talk about prison. Prison, all those people, they are above the law in that country. The people that they can sentence to prison is you and I, the weak ones, the one that does not have any power, the one that is not a politician, that don't have immunity. Those are the ones they can put in prison in Nigeria. But all these people, you just call their name now, Atiku, Tinubu, and all those, those people, they are above the law. You understand? So that law it only works for the weak ones, so not for the mighty ones in Nigeria. That is just Nigeria for you. Then about this thing that you were talking about. That I think you said somebody stabbed a student, a teacher. I don't know if it's a student that stabbed a teacher. Okay, that is the society we live today. You know, nobody is scared of anybody anymore. No respect for teachers anymore. No morals in the society. Everybody is left because what do you expect? A country where there is lawlessness, where even the authority don't even respect the law. How do you expect that the people will fear or the people will respect the law? You know, so everybody is just doing whatever they want in Nigeria. You understand? When this Peter Obi is always telling you rule of law, that he will uphold the rule of law. He knows what he's talking about. There's no rule of law in Nigeria as far as this administration is concerned. You understand? So it is when we elect a competent president, a leader, that will bring back the rule of law in Nigeria. That is what we'll be talking about. All this traffic that you were talking about are the big traffic. Those are the symbol of lawlessness. You understand? So everybody, the military believe they are above the law. The police, the commoners, the society, everybody just do whatever. Everything is escalating, criminality, because lawlessness, because they know they cannot do them anything. Look after that this thing you just said now. The man that you said they shoot his left leg and the right leg. You see that one is very funny. When you said it, I was laughing. You understand? It was very funny, Missima. You shoot somebody left and right leg. Imagine if that person is acquitted tomorrow in the court of law. Maybe that person is not guilty of that crime. So that person will not have two legs to do his business anymore. And the police have already collected the two legs. Nigeria. I tell you before for Nigeria, say anybody with Nigeria police arrest, when he come out alive, that person, he need to go and give glory to God. They will disable you. Even those you come out acquitted of that crime, you will never become the same. They will use you to handicap. Nigeria police. that man don't see hell. What are you talking? They use the two leg, they do practice. What are you talking? Bring this leg, Boza. Bring the other one, Bola. like your head go remember the blast.
But nice. Come and be going. Let's talk to some other person, I beg. But nice, give me a minute. I'll come back to you. Let's talk to some other person. We have people in the house. Okay, so Chuk said something, and oh boy. Chung said that with everything happening in Nigeria right now, he said, Ima, to be honest, I am not being pessimistic with this offer robbery and its unfolding stories, Atiku and Tinubu corruption allegations, criminal activities in Nigeria, you name it. Do you think sincerely that you can train a child in this country? That's a big story. If you want to carry research on the youth, on the kids, I don't know, from maybe from the age of 10, 10 is even too big. From the age of 10 to, you would see how much these people are misbehaving. This is really heartbreaking. And these are the leaders of tomorrow. And these are the kind of leaders that are their mentors. And no, we the adults have to do better. We the adults, we have to do better. We really have to do better. We can't. This cannot be the example. No, this cannot. All right. Mr. Justice, okay, but nice. This is not a laughing matter. You're supposed to be. No, that story actually weak me. Or shoot person. Why? Is that what our law says? The person is still in court. They shoot right leg, shoot left leg. They do this, they do that. Why? This barbaric, this thing, it really doesn't make sense. Hey, now what? I like people say, I'd rather be in prison in America than be in prison in Nigeria. Let's move on to some other person. Mr. Tunaija, how are you doing today, Mr. Tunaija? Good to have you on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Emma, and greetings to the panelists and on the chat and viewers. Yeah, I've always wondered, because I know that Nigerian police they can shoot in the legs. That's for sure, and I don't know why they did that. I mean, they're always very cautious like that. And the reason why I remember when Nigerian police do this is because in America or they tend to shoot to kill for the slightest reason. They shoot to kill, and this is why sometimes you hear that they kill children, and you wonder why they do that. I see they don't know have any other body part to shoot. So I don't know why they shot him in the leg. Nigerian police sometimes they are so lazy they cannot even afford to chase anybody. They just decide to shoot somebody out of caution.
Oh, it's
Uh,
a follow-up. It's a follow-up. Do you remember when the of bank robbery happened some years back?
okay.
Yeah, so it's a follow-up. Now, this man is saying that all of this was to get him to implicate Bukola Saraki, the former president of Senate. He's saying that it was Abba Kyari, the troubled officer currently,
Mm,
offered him 10 million naira and visa to any country of his choice if only he can implicate Bukola Saraki. And in a bit to not do this, he said he wasn't going to do that. That's where all of this maltreatment, shooting him here,
mm,
just to show him. He even said that they killed 5 Fulani herdsmen in front of him to shake him and say, see, this is not. I think he said the points where he had to, now agree to that statement to implicate Bukola Saraki was when they killed his friend that joined him on that
mm.
operation. They said they will kill him too if he doesn't do it. So at that point he now implicated. He was saying this at the court
Wow.
from yesterday. Yeah, that's
It tells you now there are forces behind the scenes acting all the time, willing to take life to get their way. And in a way, it's not surprising to see. And this is the ugly part of the struggles in this country that people don't see out in the open. We were talking yesterday about what is happening to the CBN, this thing, Mefele. So the country is heaving. It's heaving. There's a lot of problem. Look at the NNPC that's not remitting money because they are spending money buying petrol when they should be generating petrol. They have 4 refineries they cannot get working. That's the scandal of NNPC. How is it that they can have four? Although they say they are working on it, but it never seems to end. And they are not generating any petrol, and they are taking money to buy this petrol from overseas. So and then they subsidize the petrol on top of it. That's why they are broke. There's no money. If you do the calculation yourself, you'll find that there's no money. It's zero because the money to buy petrol is more expensive than crude oil. So if you export crude oil a bit cheaper, then you buy petrol that's more expensive back into the country. So it's one of those sad tales that Nigeria really needs to fix, and I hope it will start with Dangote refinery because Nigeria has 20% stake in that refinery. Even if it's just that 20% alone, Nigeria will be getting some of his money back. So not all the petrol money that is going overseas will be happening until our refineries come online. And I know that there's at least one of them should be coming online this year, like they said last year. So I don't know how long that is going to take. So if that happens, maybe things will start turning around. And I also like the idea of them phasing out these fuel subsidies. And I hope that the next president, it really, really makes it clear what that money is going to be used for. And this is where Nigerians really need to be focused because sometimes I feel like Nigerians don't focus a lot. I don't know whether I should blame them or not, but the truth is they don't focus enough on things that are really important because when they are facing out these petrol fuel subsidies now, what is going to happen is that they're just going to do it and nobody's going to care about what they are doing with the money. They're like, okay, yeah, you just face it out now. Yeah, we don't like it, but we don't know what you are doing. They have to earmark that money now for something. Either it's for education, either it's for defense. They have to earmark it or health, something. So that it doesn't start filtering into the arms of all these ministers, and they start you don't know what is happening with the money. And I really hope that this CBN chairman does make sure that there's little money flowing in the system. I think it's already illegal to give out money without this in bank this in trail. That's why Okupe got into trouble. So that should be done so that all this money that we are getting back from petrol subsidies, it is guarded so that it ends up in the right this because after all they are taking it from the hands of Nigerians. Nigerians have to pay more for petrol now. This is on Nigerians too, because now you are paying more for petrol. You better know where the money is going to. If you cannot even do that, don't blame them for stealing your money, because technically, if you look at it, if somebody comes into your pocket and take your money today, tomorrow they come and take your money, who are you going to blame? You should just start blaming yourself. This is on Nigerians now, because that money that they are going to use, the cost that is going to come from increasing the petrol prices is on Nigerians. So you better know where the money what they are taking that money. In a way, it's a tax, really. If you look at it from this point of view, it's a tax on Nigerians. You want to know where your tax money is going, exactly where it's going. Transparency, 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 and that's something Nigerians should keep an eye on. I also saw something about some people being arrested regarding this in train kidnapping in this. I think two chiefs and if a few other people were arrested regarding the train
And 5
kidnapping.
others.
Yeah, how two chiefs got involved in train kidnapping, God help us. I see they don't have better things to do with their time, like keeping their community safe. Instead, they are trying to make it unsafe. If they are responsible for this sort of thing, they should be made to pay dearly for it. Because now there's a lot of business activity that has been affected because of their actions. These sort of things has to be zero tolerance in Nigeria. And one can argue that we are not hearing, I don't know, maybe Nigerians are getting used to it. It's not as alarming as before. There was a time it was so alarming. People were afraid that, there's going to be an invasion from the north or something like that. It's not as alarming. Whether it has reduced in number, I'm not sure, because I still hear kidnappings are happening. We don't hear about a lot of payments. Payment is going to be difficult now when you kidnap people, because with all this limitation in the account and this thing, the change in currency, man, you and the kidnappers will be doing some serious negotiation. Even kidnappers will get tired of the whole process by the time it is done. And this is where CBN again is extremely powerful. If I was in the CBN, I would make it impossible to do for kidnappers to function, really. So on those areas, I think there are problems, and you can see that there are possible solutions. It's just for Nigerians to keep an eye on their politicians. We really need to start demanding processes. P2B is a very, from the way he's run his government, he's very transparent in terms of he's not corrupt himself and all the rest. But you need instruments in place so that you can be able to catch people when they try to steal money very, very, very quickly. Not a month's time, not in 1 week's time, at when it happens. Because if they know that they are taking your money and you know that they are taking your money, they are not going to do it, because now they are exposed. So that is one of the ways, I think. And in this election, everybody keeps saying, "Oh, trust me, and I am clean. I'm going to do this." Nobody's saying they are going to embed it into the system. Nobody's saying they are going to create a system where you can track what they are doing with our money. That is something Nigerians should be asking for. We deserve to know where our money is going, because it also helps demystify the process. Then we'll know how much we have and how much we don't have. Because when people hear that NMD is not, bringing money back into the national coffers, they get very angry, and rightfully so. Because one, NNPC is not generating petrol, and secondly, why are we spending so much money on NNPC while we are not getting anything back? Is it not 1 trillion this thing naira you were mentioning? So it's like, what are we getting back from this people? And we just giving money and we're not getting anything back. So we need to be seeing this out. If people are seeing it, they can say, okay, this is why it's like, okay, what are we supposed to do to make this better? Because there are many countries out there that do not have natural resources. The human beings are their natural resources. This is why yet they are a lot richer than Nigeria. Why is that the case? Because their people are pitching in. Their people understand that this is what it takes to make our nation great. We are going to put it together and get it done. Why do you think Nigerians are not doing that? Either because they think oil should take care of everything, their natural resources should take care of everything, or their politicians are the problem. All those three things are not true. The politicians are a problem. The oil is sustaining them a little bit, but it's not the main part. The main part is where the people take part in the system. And I feel like at the core of it is that transparency. The people don't trust their government anymore. They don't want to contribute to it, and they should demand that they see what the government is doing with their money, and that will lead to a process whereby the people start engaging the system a bit more. I think that's the way to go about this sort of thing, and you will see a transformation in the country. This is what other people do. It's not rocket science. Just check countries around the world. They are very, very poor in terms of natural resources. They don't have anything, but they are very, very rich at the same time. And yet we have so much natural resources. People are here to steal the little ones, the ones that we have, and then we don't even try to make our system any better. It's up to us to build our country. We are, to be fair, I would say we are even lucky that we have that opportunity to be able to do it, and all we require to do it is to work together. Seriously, if that is the only problem you have in life, that I wouldn't call that a massive gift to do, because Americans, the other parts of the world are doing it all the time. The EU is doing the same thing. The Asians are doing the same thing. They're all working together to build their own countries. Why can't we do the same thing? Are we just so different from other people that we cannot say, you know what, let's just pitch in together and fix our country? Let's pitch in together and get our electricity sorted. Let's pitch in together. I'm telling you, if Nigerians say, you know what, federal government, keep all the money you have and decide to do everything by themselves, they will generate more money than the federal government, including all the money that they have in petrol, everything. Because that money is coming every month consistently, because people are pitching in every single month. It's almost an infinite amount of money. And because of that, the banks themselves will want to give you more money because they know the people are able to pay back over. That's what the UK does. The UK, they are just 66 million. What did they have? Why are they able to generate all this money? They spend about 500 billion this in pounds, or this is no, I mean $500 billion on the economy, just on the economy every year. While the Nigeria just generated 26 billion this in dollars, or at most 40, and that is a country of about 66 million. The reason why people to do that is because they build things, they make things, and that's where we need to go. For me, if I look at it in the near future, 20 to 40 years time, we should be making sure that our graduates and our secondary school students go into technology, because that is the area
Right.
that generates. Hold on, that's the area that generates ability to make money from your people. Just they are discovered that there's some scientists discovered a way to reverse aging. That's, they can reverse your age. They can make your age go back and increase if they want to in mice. That kind of thinking is what our people needs to start doing, because when you start doing that, the whole world will need you. They will start
You
buying from
settle,
us,
Right.
and,
you settle
we are
Naija.
very, very intelligent people.
All
You
right.
settle Naija.
Mr.
You take
Teenager.
scientists that can increase age and I don't
Reverse it.
understand some things
They
that you
can
are
reverse
saying.
it.
Are they Jesus Christ? Are they God?
You watch out now. They're already doing it, so it's not even a
You
question
settle
of whether
Naija,
they can do it.
the
No, they're
information where
already
they
doing
give,
it. They can.
they feel they
They
kill
and
me.
a mouse that is aging, they made the mouse younger, and a
Okay,
mouse
okay,
that is younger, they made the mouse
make them
older
do,
faster.
okay, make them do what to Tinubu. Tinubu need them. Thank you.
You see, so we see, the reason why I say this is because our people are one of
All
the
right,
most
all
intelligent
right, all
groups
right,
that we
gentlemen. We
know.
have to move on from this section. Thank you very much, Mr. Tunanja, for the nice thank you. Also, a big thank you to Chooks Chooks. See, I see you and I feel you. I see your comments. I see you come. But I believe that, I believe that the people can. Chooks said something that about the system and how it pushes one. Let's see if I can get my hands on that statement of his. Well, I think that only the people can. He's talking about, you know, okay, I can't get that statement. I can't get that comment from Chooks Chooks, but he was saying something like the biggest issue is that only the poor wants a better Nigeria. Nigeria elites have all the financial muscle to keep Nigeria backwards because that serves their interest. And I'm saying that not only the Nigerian elites. I think the people too can, but there has to be a revolution. but the people can't. Poker, it's good to have you. Hi to you. It's good to have you on here, Mr. Makira. I hope you're having a wonderful time at work. Thank you for tuning in to my amazing panelists, gentlemen. Thank you very much. But there is a story here that I wanted to take place. Okay, there is another story of INEC. So this is just out there. I'll take that later. Let's take this one first. This is about the detained Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP, Abba Kyari, who is facing drug trafficking charge. Yesterday, he challenged the powers of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, that's the NDLEA, to prosecute him. Kayari is of the opinion that this court that NDLA, this case that NDLA is dragging him to court, that it is not, NDLA does not have the right to interfere, that this is a police matter, that the police disciplinary committee is already looking into it. But the representative from INEC is saying that no, that this is a case of tampering with cocaine, and this has to do with drugs. This is not a police. This is their jurisdiction. And moreover, it was the police that submitted the petition that it should be, and it was even on suspension. They had been on suspension for a long. Even when he engaged in this deal with these people, it was on suspension. So it doesn't have the right to come out and say it is that the police should do that. This is a criminal offense. But Kerry is not even, he's not backing down. He's pursuing strongly that it can be resolved, internally. And the case was adjourned. So let's see if the argument that Kerry brought is strong enough, or justice will prevail, because I really don't get the back and forth and extending cases so long. All right, that's the story on the Kayari. I really hope that you take out time to read up on this story and see how it is developing, because it be like say story don't they change. Kayari has come on strongly and is maintaining that it could only be charged to court upon conclusion of the internal investigation by the police. So he said the matter should be left with the police, that the police should be the one to deal with the matter, not NDLEA. Shall we trust police to deal with this matter? All right.
No way.
Let's see if it will be squashed, because that is what is praying the court to do him. Mr. Tinaya, let's catch your reaction to that. I heard you.
Abaka expecting the police to do internal investigation first. That's crazy. I think they can be done in tandem. That's simultaneously. No reason why NDLA cannot carry out its own investigation while the police carries out theirs. And if there is clear evidence from the recording, if it's found to be genuine, that means that he's guilty and he should be sentenced. I guess he's been in prison all this while, so you can say the justice process is already kicking in. Because if the evidence wasn't so damning, I think he probably wouldn't be in prison. So whatever he says, I don't think that guy is coming out anytime soon. I don't see this is the Peter Obi government or the Tinubu government. I guess Tinubu could actually release that guy. I can tell you right now, given his background and the way Tinubu thinks, not you could see a future where that guy can come out. But I don't think if Peter Obi was in office, and depends on the governor of the state, that guy is not coming out anytime soon. I don't think he's coming out anytime soon. I don't know why people are bothering with him. The evidence is too damning. If it is, as long as that evidence remains genuine, it's not going anywhere. You see what I mean? So that's it.
Okay, Mr. Tunija, thank you. But nice, let's hear from you regarding this that is getting a new twist.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the reason why Abba Kyari have the energy to say all those things that he's saying is because he has not been sent to the US to face justice. That is because he's still in Nigeria. That is why he still have mind to say all those things. He's telling the NDLEA that his police are supposed to handle the issue. The reason why he's saying that, he has a lot of caucus in the police. So he wants them to sweep the case under the carpet. But with the NDLEA, he has no wings. He has no caucus there. So that is why he wanted to switch it to police, so that with his caucus, they can switch the case under the carpet. So it's not going to work. No matter the strategy he's going to try, it's not going to work. Let them send him to US to face this case, because I don't trust Nigeria judicial system. You understand? Let them send that man to US to face this case. If na US in dey now, he not go even the way they will quack him, he not go even get this energy to the negotiate. You understand? So Nigeria this thing a system, kangaroo system. So the man is just looking for a way to sweep this case under the carpet. That's all. So that's just my submission. Hello, Miss Ima.
Yeah, I'm here. All right, very nice. Thank you very much for that submission. Thank you to each and every one of you that has held it down with us on this broadcast. Casely, thank you very much. Mr. Irabo, thank you for your show of love. God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you also to Chooks. Fokai, it's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you very much for being here. Osagbavo, thank you very much for being on the broadcast. Victor Smart, thank you for being on the broadcast. Bulua Galaditsi, how have you been? Judge Blue Shell, good to have you today on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Thank you to each and every one of you. Patricia, thank you, Mama, for being on the broadcast. Thank you also to Friday. Femi, thank you for joining me today again. Thank you for always. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you. I can say thank you now. So I got stumbled on a report that we need to study extensively to understand it. It has missed or passed our sight all of these years. It's an electoral act that gives INEC, there's a position called the Chief Returning Officer. The Chief Returning Officer currently is the INEC boss. All right. So that means that in a place, that means that the INEC boss has the power to like if there is a tie. I'm trying to get that story so I read it word for word, because it is something that we all should be very, very much interested in. Someone brought it to our notes and said, how has that law been? And the Sun and the Nigeria has kept mute. The chief returning officer has the power to put in a president and change the president for any reason. He has that power. After the elections, we are clamoring that elections, this, that, but there is oh dear. But there is a phrase, there is a line that was omitted. I don't know how you say it was omitted, but they were the ones that arranged this. They're the ones that arranged this electoral act. So you cannot say that it was omitted or it skipped their eyes. Whoever thought of that? Why should one person decide when there is a tie? Now that's so he's coming out to say all parties should put their eyes on INEC. I really need to get as it was in the papers this morning, but I wanted to read out the full story on here. But please do all to get that publication. It should be coming up in the evening. It will be discussed more, but there is that part. And what is chief returning officer? All right, to my panelists, this is where you give your final submission. Mr. Makira, but this love, thank you very much. Thank you again for this donation. Thank you very much, sir. All right, to my panelists, this is where you get to give your final submission on the broadcast. Let's hear from you, Brother Nice.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what you mean by returning officer. What is the meaning of that, Miss Ima?
Well, that's what I was saying. I was trying to get that the full story on here. That's just the title. The position chief is the chief returning officer. Now, this is the person that gets to decide. This person has the power, not even the court, though. This person has the power to install somebody as the president and install another person as the president. So say the election, everything comes up now, and then they go back and say, oh, there was a foul play, or there was this, and the chief returning officer can install another person after their own observation or their findings. Well,
I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this before, Miss Ima.
Exactly what the man is saying, that there is no way that this is practiced in the world. So how is it that, oh dear, hey, and they're saying a mistake? Which mistake? Who came up with that?
I've never heard of this. The only thing that I know is that when it's only the judicial that have that power. You know, say I make this thing, they can do that. I've never heard of this. You know, so I will not speak on that because I've never. Uh, the only it's the only judicial arm that have that power to do that. You understand? So that's what I know. I don't know if any other person have any idea about that.
I think it might be possible if, let's say, because it's through INEC, the president is elected. You can argue that if they find out they made a mistake, they can correct it. You see what I mean? So is it not true? Since they are the one that declared the number, they go and check again. This is why I said the ability to sample the data is very, very powerful. And they are able to do that and find out, okay, this is messed up. We messed up here, and they correct it. Yeah, it's up to, when they reverse their decision, it's up to the candidates or the whoever wants to, interested parties, to go and sue the INEC or challenge what INEC has done. Then INEC will produce their evidence to the court why they made their decision. See what I mean? So can argue that it makes sense.
But well, the thing is, it's not too clear. It's not clear. I don't want to speak on that. It's not clear to me. I don't believe it's INEC. It's INEC. It's the judicial. It's not INEC. INEC might only, if INEC conduct any wrong election, the only thing they can do is just to provide the evidence to judicial, to the court when they challenge their evidence. So then the final decision is left for the judiciary to take, the judge. That's just the truth. It's not INEC.
So normally, how does it work? Like when there's a result for the session, people vote. INEC
Okay, may I
declare the
explain now?
result. Does the court need to approve the president to become leader after
Yes,
INEC
that is
declares the
it.
result?
Yes, but there is a tweak in the constitution that allows the chief returning officer to decide himself. And the
That
chief
means
returning officer is INEC chairman.
Yeah, he has
that
that
means
power. I
that
think
means
he should. No, he
that
should.
means
It's up to the candidate to sue him and say, you know what, I don't believe in your, I don't buy your decision. You have to present the evidence why you made the decision in court. And I think it's not entirely unusual.
this one that you guys are talking about now, you will know that it's only existing in Nigeria. In any other civilized country, this one will not happen.
Actually, is that not how they do it in the UK too? When the returning officers decide who has won, they will give you the numbers of who won. They can decide who wins.
Mr. Tunaja, go and check your this thing for UK there. It's not done. It's judicial can do that.
No, the court doesn't decide who wins the election. You know that even in the US, it's the returning officers of the electoral system.
No, what I'm trying to tell you, if there's anybody that's not supposed to be in power, the people that have the right to take him out of that place is the justice, is the judge. It's not the this.
Actually, no, not necessarily. See, you are missing the point. Is when one of the parties decide to take the case to court. Often that's the case. When there's a normal election, there's always a court case. So when the Electoral Commission decides to publish their results and say this person has won, and they made a mistake and they publish another one, then it's up to the candidate to decide that, you know, it's true, I can see that there's evidence of malpractice, or I'm going to challenge it in court. You see what I mean? So that is the case.
No,
and
what you are saying is different. This thing, the INEC might said, okay, is Buhari that won? Buhari is the president. You understand? If the rest candidate does not satisfy, they can challenge that decision of INEC. If they win the case in the court of law, then that leader that INEC installed need to leave that place for the person that the judge has given the justice.
If they win the case, the court, I guess to win that case, you have to demonstrate with INEC data that you
That's
actually.
That is the proof that is the challenge. That is the proof that INEC will present in the court of law. He will bring his fact, then the candidate will bring their own facts to challenge it in the court of law. So if that decision of INEC is dismissed in the court of law, that person will leave that place immediately. That's what I'm saying.
I guess normally that's how it plays out. What Emma is mentioning, that these people could just go and do their own investigation. Let's say INEC goes its own investigation without even anybody suing anybody to court. They do their own investigation and they find that they made a mistake. They should have the right to come out and say, you know what, there's an error here, and the result is so and so, and up to 100% be sure that whoever that result is going against is going to sue for sure. And when they sue, then they go to court to go and sort the details out. That's what tends to happen. But in reality, we tend to see most of the time is INEC publishes the Electoral Commission publishes their first result, and then the loser goes and challenges. That's what tends to happen, especially in many African countries. And you see, that's the process we are used to.
Don't you know that the judge is more powerful than the INEC chairman?
All right, gentlemen, let's have a bit of clarity on this, but we will discuss it. Apologies, Mr. Tunaija, but we'll discuss this extensively later on. Okay, this publication says that the chairman of the body of benchers, Chief Wole Olanipekun San, has asked the National Assembly to remove Section 65 of the Electoral Act, which empowers chief returning officers to review their decisions after returning winners in election. He said the power to do and undo granted a returning officer, and by extension the Independent National Electoral Commission, was very dangerous to the electoral system. He's saying that, to me, it is a very dangerous section, so novel in the sense that here you have a section that empowers a returning officer after returning to review his decision within a period of 7 days. He's saying that the returning officer is not a court of law, is not a tribunal, is not vested with jurisdiction to exercise quasi-decision or to assume jurisdiction over any matter that is judicial in nature, he said. So they just sit down, collate, do this, and then he's saying that this should not even be in our work. It shouldn't even be in the Electoral Act. It shouldn't be found nowhere. You shouldn't give these officers the opportunity, because that's the window for them to renegotiate. Will not come out and say, oh, we were asked. I mean, wasn't that what was playing out with Osun State? Coming out to say, oh, we were asked. They want to review. Only God knows what Adeleke did to put a stop to that nonsense they tried pulling on him for the second time. So that is what this person is saying, that the powers that the returning officers have, they are not, this is not the court of law, they are not a legislative body. So why would this person sit? And in this case, it is INEC. And we all know that we are trying to trust INEC because we don't have a choice. And now getting a snippet from this,
I think
all eyes, Nigerians, political parties, all eyes should be on INEC, and the heat should be more. Let's not say when you vote that day, that is it. There is still something that can happen. All right, Mr. Tunaija, for the night, this will be, since you understand this now, this will be your final submission. Mr. Tunaija, let's have you.
Yeah, I think I understand where he's coming from. You know, you don't want an anarchic situation where, you know, a result has been declared. Suddenly, 3 days later, and it comes out again and says something else. So that can lead to some element of instability. And when people win election, wait 7 days before, in case INEC comes and they cancel the result again. I get the logic behind that. I also get the logic behind why they gave INEC that power. Because if INEC declares a result, and then they find out that there's an error, then they don't have any power to change it, and then everybody to court immediately to go and sort that one out. So the reason why that 7 days window is also important is because the result is fresh. You can decide that, you know what, I want to take a sample of this data and go and check what is going on, what people voted for, and all the rest. And if there's an error, then we can correct it immediately. So I can see it both ways, but I understand the concern that is being raised because it could lead to instability and people
in an election
and
it should be contested in court. Actually, it shouldn't be the decision of one person.
Yeah, the problem with court is that they can take forever. INEC has 7 days. Court could go for 2 years.
It's easy to have compromise if you are dealing with one person. It's easy
You
to have
see,
fun
now
sometimes.
I see why that whoever put that thing in the constitution did that, because they know courts can delay for months
Okay.
and months. They will just waste our time. Why not
Okay.
having this, and they will make fast decision.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Tunaja. But nice. Let's hear from you, please.
Yeah, the I don't know why Africa things is different. Even in this Western world here, you don't even see all those political party go to after election they go to this thing to court. You don't that one it does not happen here. When everybody votes, there's all this thing, the results come direct to the screen, and everybody will see it, the winner, and nobody will challenge it. Everybody will just take it because they trust their system. They know this the result that will come out is true. You understand? They don't have time to go and say, "Oh, I want to challenge this decision." No, they don't even have all those INEC rubbish. They don't have all those nonsense. All those INEC chairman, they don't have it. You understand? As they're counting it, is reflecting on the screen direct. You understand? So, well, these people have gone. You understand? We cannot catch up with them. All those challenging decision, these things, it do not exist. You know. Mr. Man, have you heard of Mr. Kennedy?
Oh no, 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 sir. I don't have any means to reach out to him except here. So no.
He has
But I
been he
take
has
out
been
time
a
to
while
give a
now.
shout out to him from time to time also. So if anyone does, my regards, my earnest regards to him.
Yeah, because he has been a while now, and I
Yeah.
think he was in Nigeria the last time. So, all right, thank you
All
so
right.
very much, Mr. Man. Have a nice day.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Mr. Tunaja, I'm here for what you have to say.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Kennedy. I think I disappeared for a bit too. People. I think New Year is happening to people, and maybe that's why it's a bit quiet for the time being. Who knows these things?
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for being with me on the broadcast today. Thank you, Judge Bushell. Thank you to everyone that donated to the platform today. Thank you, Bella Naomi. Bella Naomi, come and share the grace for us. You came late to the broadcast, so come and share the grace for us already. Thank you so much to each and every one of you. If you are yet to like the broadcast, please take out time to like the broadcast, and please do well to always support us. If you're watching the replay, it's good to have you on here. Thank you for being here. Please do well to like this broadcast and also take out time to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right. Oh no, if you're watching the replay, you click on the super thanks just beneath the video if you're watching the replay. If you're watching us live, you know what to do. Please click on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you.